Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. And if this is your first time here, hello, welcome. This is Sexual Patience and I am Patience. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about, are your genetics the reason why your hair is not growing? I've heard a lot of this discourse online, so I want to go ahead and put in my 2 cents along with the research that I have done. Is it a myth or is it true? Or is it both? So if you want to hear this conversation as well as others, remember to subscribe to my channel, like this video, and ring the notification bell so you do not miss out on any of my future videos. Let's get straight into it. Are your genetics the reason why your hair is not growing? So to really make sense of this conversation, we have to talk about nature versus nurture. Nature means your genetics are the only reason why your hair grows the way it grows and you really can't do much to change it. And then nurture comes in with a concept of it's more about how you take care of it. So that's how a lot of times we talk about kids growing up, how we grow up, how we evolve. Is it nature or nurture? Are you made by environment or are you born the way that you're born, basically? So let's first begin with the nature argument because I really find that one interesting. And that is to say that your genetics do play a significant part of your hair growth. And in that hair growth includes hair texture, color, thickness, and the pattern of growth. Meaning that, for example, in my natural state, my hair is kinky, it's more type 4A, B, and C, and it's all over. And that is my genetic makeup because I'm a black woman and I'm not mixed. Now, there are some black people who have straight hair, but it's less likely because nobody in my family has that. So genetically speaking, my family has type 4 hair. The genes you inherit from your parents influence the activity of hair follicles, which are the tiny structures in the skin that hair produces. Additionally, genes influence the rate of hair growth, the duration of the hair growth phase, which is the anagen, and the resting phase, which is the telogen. Some people are genetically determined to have longer anagen phases, leading to longer hair growth before it sheds. And that's important to know because our hair sheds anywhere from 50 to 100 pieces per day. Continuously, no matter how your hair is, you're going to shed. And we can tell from the many research that has been done that the average person grows about 6 inches of hair per year. This is about half an inch per month. And this is certainly across races as well. So it's not about being black, being white, being Asian, because a lot of times that's where the belief comes in. When the genetics conversation comes in, people mostly gear towards black hair. They don't talk about white hair or Asian hair because in their beliefs, everybody that is of any other race except for black race more likely to have longer hair. And this is the wrong way to think about it because there's certainly many tribes in Africa that have long hair, which begs the question, well, is it because of their practices, the nature, or the nurture? Or are you just being put in this box to say that, okay, only black people from a certain race will have long hair? A lot of the ladies we see in Chad, Ethiopia, Somalia, they have long hair. Is it just because they have the genetics to grow long hair and somehow the ladies in, say, West Africa, Central Africa don't? Or the ladies who are in America, African Americans, don't have the genetics to grow long hair? And I definitely think that's not a good way to think about it. But let's go to the nurture aspect of hair growth. So we talk about the nurture, we talk about the external influences such as diet, stress levels, and overall health that can impact your hair growth. Your hair is a lot of time a reflection of your health as well. Your body's innate purpose is to keep you alive. So if you're not feeding yourself a lot of nutritious food, if you're not drinking enough water, if you're not exercising and being healthy, your body's going to take all of the best things that you can find to keep your heart and your mind alive versus your hair growth, because you don't need hair to survive, but your heart needs to keep beating, your brain needs to be alive, so your body prioritizes based on its resources. Nutrient deficiencies, hormonal imbalance, and exposure to certain chemicals can affect the health of your hair and even lead to hair loss. And this is why sometimes when you see people who have like really hard addictions, you will see that they have thin hair, it's not voluminous, it's not shiny, it's very dull looking, and that's because of the impact of their health. Your body cannot prioritize you having the best looking hair when your body needs the nutrients for somewhere else, like keeping you alive. So there's that environmental factor, but there's also your hair practice. How you treat your hair can also influence the growth. Regular trims, proper washing, conditioning can contribute to overall hair health. On the flip side, excessive heat styling, chemical treatments, and tight styles may damage hair and implode growth. So you can't fully know your growth cycle if your hair is breaking before it even gets there, because you don't have proper hair care practices. Your lifestyle also influences it. Stress and lifestyle choices can have significant impact on our hair health, just like your regular health as well. And so chronic stress, lack of sleep, and unhealthy habits can contribute to hair loss. And that's why sometimes when you see people with very stressful hairstyle, they can have premature balding as well, because it's just really stressful and their body can't take it. So if your body needs to release in certain things, it's of course going to choose the less important thing that you need to survive, which is your hair. Really speaking on this conversation because I really want us to not have this mindset that somehow you just don't have the good genetics to grow hair. Growing up, I've always had short hair. I don't know anybody in my family who has hair as long as mine. That's because I've been able to stay away from chemicals. I've been able to practice some good hair care by learning about my hair and find the best methods I do every single day to have a commitment to good hair care practices, which is very different from what I've seen from other people in my family. So when people say that, oh, it's your genetics, I'm like, well, where were my genetics the first 18 years of my life? But then also, how come I don't see those genetics in every member of my family, or in at least most members of my family? So now that we have this information, what can you do? What are some changes that you can do in your everyday life to have the best results in your hair growth? Well, let's talk about it. Now, while we can't change the nature aspect of your hair growth, you can influence the nurture aspect, which is where a lot of people see the best progress. When you go on YouTube, when you go on the internet, and you see people who used to say, oh, my hair couldn't grow past my ear or my shoulders, but now it's grown long to waist length or back length or butt length. What changed? It was the nurture. So let's start with our products. Let's start researching the products and their ingredients. Are they good ingredients? Sometimes they have recalls. Sometimes they do have lawsuits going on for companies who have put in some damaging chemicals into their hair products. So let's always do our due diligence and research the ingredients in our products, and we will be able to figure out what products work best for us, what products don't, and then we will be able to make better choices as to what we can do to help our hair grow and thrive. The next thing you want to do is be gentle with your hair. Life is busy, people are busy, I am busy, and sometimes we're not being as gentle as we can be with our hair, especially when it comes to natural hair. We already have our mind made up that it's tough, it's difficult, it just takes too much. Because of those preconceived notions and our subconscious thought about it, we are immediately being aggressive with our hair. But let's not do that. Instead, be gentle. Take your time. Designate a specific time to do your hair. Take in every precaution that you can to be gentle with it. And this will reduce unnecessary shedding, breakage, and your hair will thrive. And then you want to also make sure that you keep your hair moisturized. Don't let your hair be neglected and dry and brittle. If you let it be that way, it's going to break and you're going to experience a lot of unnecessary shedding as well. So instead, have a tried and true moisturized routine. And if you don't have one, start looking. I have a ton of videos on my YouTube channel that talks about hair as well, and I have a whole breakdown of my natural hair journey where I go into my wash day routine and hair care routines every single year for the past 5 years. So go look at it, find ways that you can keep your hair moisturized so that your hair has what it needs to continue to grow, thrive, and not break. You also want to make sure that you are regularly trimming your hair. When I got my silk press, I had to take off almost 2 inches because of the split ends that I had. And because of that, I will be doing more regular trims on my own than I had been. At first, I thought I was doing okay with my trims, but apparently not. So I've gotten that feedback and I'm going to make the changes. But trim your hair as needed. You don't have to do every month, every 2 to 3 months, but there's still going to be breakage on every hair kind, no matter what type of hair you have, no matter what race you are. You're going to need some trim at some point. And also, it just makes your hair look better, the ends look nicer, fuller, and I like it. So incorporate trims into your routine if you haven't already. You also want to make sure that you're being hydrated. Drink your water. Drink your gallon of water if you need to every single time. It's not only good for your hair, but for your skin and for your body. Everything thrives when you're drinking an adequate amount of water. Typically, you want to at least go for 60 ounces per day. Recommended by some doctors that you drink about 2/3 of your weight, but at least you go for that 60. It's really going to impact your health overall. Don't just consume sugary drinks, sodas, juices. Also incorporate water. Water is good for you. Water is life. And just like water is life, so is food. So eat a balanced diet. Don't just be eating over processed foods, food that lacks nutrition. What's your body gonna work with if all you're feeding is some fried over processed foods? Instead, incorporate a lot more of a balanced diet, vegetables, fruits that your body can actually take and make something out of. Don't just feed your body crap. Your body is the temple of God, treat it as such. And while you can enjoy all kinds of food, do it in moderation and always pick the best health options, not just to grow hair, but also for your health. Remember that health is wealth. We all hope to be healthy for as long as we live. And something you can also do with your hair on a regular basis is certainly protective hairstyles. This will protect your hair, especially your ends, from breakage by you not over manipulating it over and over again. My protective styles of choice are certainly mini braids and mini twists. I love them. And they're not mini, it's more like medium size. And I do them regularly. I keep them in my hair for about 2 to 3 weeks for the mini twist and about a month to maybe 5 weeks for the mini braids. And I love it. I've been consistently doing this for several years. And I've certainly seen the progress and the length retention since incorporating that into my hair care routine. Find the ones that work best for you. Everything may not work for you. I don't personally do cornrows because I can't really do them. I don't want to pay somebody to continually do them, but also it doesn't feel the best. So find one that doesn't cost a lot of attention on your hair and one that you're comfortable with doing, repeating, replicating time and time. If that works best for you, certainly implement it and you will see your hair thrive. Now with protective styles, eating good, drinking water, you also want to manage your stress. A lot of us lead stressful lives. Things are expensive. We're working several hours. I work full time. I'm also in school. My life is stressful, but find good techniques and good coping mechanisms to manage your stress. I like to do so by exercising, doing YouTube, editing videos, just doing anything I can to relieve stress, listening to music, reading. So find out what works best for you and how you can relieve stress, whether it's by playing sports, listening to music, watching a show. Implement that in your daily life so that you will see your stress not overtake your life. And while you're at it, reduce heat styling. Heat styling can damage your hair and it can cause heat damage as well as just things that you probably don't want. Using heat is fine. I obviously use heat, but my heat for 2023 was just twice. I used a blow dryer once to do a blowout, and then I went to the salon to get my silk press. And even with this, as you can see, it's not the straightest that it can be. You don't want to use excessive heat because that can cause damage to your hair and it can stagnate your length retention because your hair will be breaking off as it grows. And the last but absolutely not the least thing you want to do is stay consistent time after time. If you have a tried and true hair care routine, stick to it. Don't be skipping wash days. Don't be skipping protective styles. Stick to your routines. Stick to your hair care and don't neglect your hair. Be consistent. Consistency is key. For the past 5 years, I've been most consistent and I've seen the results of it. Now, there were times where I was not as consistent because life got busy and I saw how my hair suffered as a result. But time after time, I've just found better ways to stay consistent, even in times where I'm very busy, where I have a lot of pressure on me. So those are progressions that you want to make in life and you will see your growth and thrive as well as other aspects of your life and your health overall. So try any of these and let me know how it works. And with that, I'm bringing this video to an end. I really had a good time researching it and finding the information to share with you so that you would know that of course your genetics are not in your hands, but there's a big part of hair growth that is the nurture aspect of it. And I am a testimony of it. But also you can find a whole lot of people who will say the same thing. So don't give up if your hair on its own just doesn't seem to be growing, but it is growing. Because if you look at people who have relaxed hair, they often have to go and get touch-up. They have to go and get touch-ups because their hair is growing. It's about length retention. Nobody's growing an exuberant amount of hair every single year, at least not most people, but it's the time that it accumulates that it becomes longer hair. And with that, I'm bringing this video to an end. Thank you all so much. Like, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and ring the notification bell so you do not miss out on any of my future videos. And if you like this video, watch another one. I have so many hair videos on my channel as well as other topics. So watch another one and let me know what you think about it. I look forward to reading your comments. Do you think it's nature, nurture, a combination of both? Explain yourself and I will read them and respond. So thank you again and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.